Hey guys, Solar here, back again with another edition of Throwback Thursdays. We're on number 11, I believe, at this point. And today we're going to be taking a look at the McFarlane Toys Spawn Series 22 question mark. I want to say it's 22, but it's the alternate realities wave. And today, as promised, we're going to be taking a look at the original Raven Spawn. That's right, this is the first Raven Spawn figure McFarlane Toys ever did. Of course, I just took a look at the new Raven Spawn figure from the Spawn Universe line about a week ago now. So, as promised, I'm going to be taking a look at the old one. We were going to do this first, but, well, got kind of pushed to the side because hashtag RIP Ed Asner. Watch last week's Throwback Thursdays for more info on that. But, with that being said, I would like to give a quick shout out to Mr. Toy Shiz for pointing out that this is not Cogliostro, or Cogliostro, or Coglioko. No, that's a different thing entirely. This is a different alias entirely, which kind of sucks, because I think Cogliostro would look super sick as Raven Spawn here, but I digress. I don't know a whole lot about Raven Spawn, other than he looks more like a ring wraith than he does Spawn. He's a very unspawn-looking Spawn, we'll say that much. Him and the Blood Axe and the Raven Knights from the Dark Ages, and actually the Mandarin Spawn, are really far from the old school 90s spawns like Ninja Spawn or Commando Spawn or Pilot Spawn or the other medieval Spawn that look a lot more like the Al Simmons suit, but with elements from their respective periods of time thrown on top of them. This is when they started to make the spawns a little bit more their own characters as opposed to variations of the same one, which I can respect, but they were doing that for a while in the 90s, so it's kind of odd to see them take such a drastic jump. But if you want a Raven Spawn that looks more like the Al Simmons Spawn, they did re-release this figure in the red, white, and black color scheme, so there's that. I think that was in the Reborn series. It wasn't Regenerated. I believe it was Reborn. And then there was another Raven Spawn in the Art of Spawn, or is it Classic Comic covers, where he's got his sickle in the air and he's kind of screaming, just like a ring wraith. Just saying. So, I'm not sure what era of time this guy's from. My guess is maybe colonial times or something. Maybe it's a modern thing. I don't know, but any info on this character would be much appreciated, because he looks super cool, and I'd like to know more about one of my favorite iterations of Spawn. Taking a closer look at him, he is a lot smaller than the new Raven Spawn. Get that out the way. He's got a better color scheme than that one, too, I think. I like kind of the gray on the cloak and throughout his body. Just looks a little bit more. The detail's not as lost, I don't think. And I like the way this guy's cape sits too. I wish this is what they did on the new Raven Spawn, because this is a nice soft material. You can easily move his arms forward. I think that's far enough, to be honest with you. It looks fine. I wish they did that with the new one, but alas, they did not. Yeah, there's plenty of give here, so I'm not sure why they did what they did with the new one, but oh well. Can't fix it, can't change it now. Head does not articulate at all. If it does, it's stuck on mine. It just does not feel like it moves, so I'm just going to say it doesn't, and spare myself from breaking this thing, because this is not an easy figure to find. And one thing to note, maybe the head and the hood are glued on together. I never thought about that. But the one thing you can do, if you are so inclined, you can take the sides of his helmet and pry them open a little bit, so you can see his face, which is a spooky, scary skeleton. It's getting close to Halloween. I couldn't resist. Love me some Halloween, but kind of see his skeletal face in there. Looks pretty cool. You know, if the white balance will cooperate. I don't know why it's being such a pain in the butt with this guy. Probably because he's got the light gray, but hopefully you can make that out. But yeah, he doesn't seem to have any head articulation. If he does, it's pretty much stuck. I don't feel any kind of cut in there. And it feels to me like it's just glued in along with the rest of the cape. So we'll just leave it at that. His shoulders do move forward and back, though. And then he does have a swivel at the shoulder. No hinge or anything. Just a little bit of wiggle due to how it's pegged in. And then he's got a swivel at the wrists. He does have a ball joint in the torso, which is nice. You can get some movement out of that. Just a little bit of forward and back, not a lot. His hips are on the worthless V-cuts. I hate the V-cut. It's an ugly joint and it has little to no function. He's got a thigh cut, which with a V-cut hip is nice, but it does break the sculpt a lot. He's got a single joint at the knee, and then his feet don't do crap, which sucks because he is in this permanent, stupid, vintage Ninja Turtles walking stance, whereas I'd rather he just stood straight up, you know? I wish he could just stand straight up. He'd be a little bit taller that way, but as it stands, no pun intended, okay, maybe a little bit, he's just kind of stuck in this walking pose, which sucks. There's a reason I haven't taken his axe out yet, but looking at that, see the nice detail on the axe head itself there. It's got the skull, the blades. The blades are nice and soft, so you're not going to break those. It's got some skull mess here, and then it's got like a raven claw at the bottom. That's probably what that is now that I think about it. But it does have this little silver ring that wraps around his finger, kind of like a wedding ring, and it holds it in place, and it's not coming out. So I'm gonna leave it in there just because that's a little easier on me. But he does look cool holding it. Again, I wish he could bend his arm or had a more bent arm. It's like, gee whiz. His arms are about bent the same amount. Maybe this one's a little bit more outstretched, so I may have to swap the axe to the other arm, or hand. Yeah, he looks cool. I dig him. I wish he wasn't pre-posed. I wish he was just kind of standard posed. And then he's got the dangly chains as well. I wish the chains on the new one were like a legit chain like this. This isn't metal or anything, but it is plastic and it is individually linked, which I like a little bit more. And then he's got a little skull on his crotch, so there you go. That is Raven Spawn. That's so Raven Spawn. So with that being said, let's take a look at some comparisons. First up, here is the original Raven Spawn next to his Spawn Universe counterpart, which is, I believe, in the 7-inch scale. That said, what the heck scale is this old one in? It ain't 6-inch. It ain't 7-inch. Is it 5-inch? I don't know. Maybe it's like Star Wars Black Series where the scale is literally 6-inch on the nose, whereas in Marvel Legends, 6-inch is 6 3/4. Again, I don't know. But with that being said, I'm starting to lose patience with this new Spawn line. Like, what is up with Target and this new Spawn line? They never have anything. Fix it! And last, but certainly not least, we have our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus and the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn. So with that being said, time to wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and while this is one of my favorite Spawn figures from the pseudo-staction era of McFarlane toys, I have to say my only major gripe with this guy is the stupid TMNT walk-in pose they decided to put him in, because he's got enough articulation in the legs to straighten his legs out, But the way he's kind of sculpted and meant to stand, he's doing this 1 foot in the front, 1 in the back, and it's pretty drastic. It's not just a little bit, it's a lot of bit. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, but that's a minor complaint. Other than that, I think this is a really sick looking figure, and if you can get a hold of it, I would highly recommend you do so, even if you do prefer the new one, because while I do like the new one, I kind of like the colors on this guy a little bit more. That's probably just me, though. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this edition of Throwback Thursdays. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and the notification bell so you know whenever I upload more content to the channel. Not sure what the next Throwback Thursday is going to be, but we'll see. But as always, you got to keep that algorithm in check, right? Or show it who's boss. I don't know. But if you haven't already, hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions for a live unboxing video of the new Raven Spawn, if you are so inclined. Did it with a co-host, good buddy T-Biz. Shout out to T-Biz. And don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this figure, if you want it, love it, or hate it. Remember, keep the comments civil. This world sucks enough as it is. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.